Hello and welcome to the Aunty Lisa show. Today we have a paper plane, Chad, a book, Ben and Holly, and I didn't even see I'd picked that up. The Hiddenside. Ooh. Uh-oh. Right. So, goodness gracious me. The Hiddenside. Right. One day, Aunty Lisa, Aleksander and Kristoffer decided to go and enter a paper plane flying competition. It was an international competition held in Norway, and all of the best paper aeroplane making people were there. I mean, the greats of paper aeroplane manufacture. And Aleksander and Kristoffer and Aunty Lisa had made an awesome paper plane that they were planning to enter in the World Championship of Paper Aeroplanes. Yes. Well, unfortunately, that day was not going to go according to plan in any way, shape or form. And this is what happened. So, Aleksander, Aunty Lisa and Kristoffer arrived at the venue for the paper plane competition with their paper plane. They were all set and ready for action when all of a sudden something quite shocking happened, which was they were just stood there about to throw their paper plane like this together. It was a very big paper plane, so all three of them needed to hold it when a terrifying ghost appeared in front of them, and everybody in the venue went "Ah!" and they started screaming. Well, the ghost was an extremely angry ghost, and it was particularly angry on that day because that was the day of a terrifying plane crash that occurred on that very site. And he said, "Why you torment me with your paper planes? You will all see what I see." And he zapped everyone over to the Hiddenside. Everyone. There were a lot of people there. And all of a sudden, every single one of them and their paper planes had been zapped to the Hiddenside. And they were all absolutely terrified, as you would be, because the Hiddenside is full of ghosts. Ghosts everywhere, especially that horrible Lady E. Oh, and that one that's like a nanny, but isn't a nanny. And that teddy bear. I do not like the teddy bear. Well, they were all on the Hiddenside. There's Aunty Lisa, Aleksander, Kristoffer, and a load of terrified people who'd never even heard of the Hiddenside before, let alone visited it. Panic. Panic was everywhere. They all stood like this. Quick as a flash, Aleksander and Kristoffer got out their iPads and they said, "Everybody, quick, this is the Hiddenside. We can use the iPads. We could try and zap some of the ghosts into the iPads. It's got to work." Everybody was so panicked. They were so glad that somebody knew what was going on. They just looked at Aleksander and Kristoffer and were like, "Go on then, quick." Well, Aleksander and Kristoffer did their best with their iPads, but in the Hiddenside, as you know, no matter how much you go pew, 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 there's just more ghosts. They needed to get some help very urgently. So They said, right, everybody, we've all got to stick together and we've got to run as fast as we can and see if we can find some help that will be able to see us here on the Hiddenside. We've got to go and find Jack or JB or Parker or somebody like that, and hopefully they'll be able to get us out of the Hiddenside because we are trapped here. We're trapped! That didn't help ease anyone's pain. Everybody was still really terrified, and they started running towards where Aunty Lisa happened to know that JB would be hanging out that day, and that was the shrimp shack. Now, luckily, the Hiddenside is kind of like real world, but not quite. So you can still find places like the shrimp shack or school or maybe JB's lab. Anyway, everybody was running and running and running, and all the ghosts were chasing them like, you're ours now. And everyone was like, ah! Run, 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 run. It's hard to outrun a ghost. Ghosts don't get out of breath. It was a blinking nightmare. Luckily, they had one more ally on their side, and that was Parker's granddad, great-granddad, whose name I have forgotten. But he turned up in his car. That's not how you drive a car. And he started shouting at all the ghosts to get back, get back, get back. And all the ghosts went, why are you telling us off? And they were, oh, fine, I'll leave them for a bit. So they left them for a little bit. Well, that was a relief. By and by, they made it to the shrimp shack. Everyone started feeling hungry. They could see all the delicious food, but they couldn't touch any of it. It was a nightmare. Aleksander and Kristoffer started running around with their iPads, trying as much as they could to find Parker or JB or Jack or somebody, anybody. But the only person they could find was their old friend Chad. Chad, the police officer. Chad is a good friend, but he is not a ghost hunter. He doesn't know really about the Hiddenside. So they had to be cunning. They had to spook Chad into getting help. And so this is what they did. First of all, they drew shapes in Chad's coffee. Yes, he had the kind of coffee that's like frothy on top, and they wrote in it SOS. And Chad looked down and he went, that's strange. Soz? Who's sorry? Aleksander and Kristoffer like, no, not sorry. SOS, save our souls. But Chad couldn't hear them. Then they moved his plate of chips. So it took a lot of pressure. Not easy when you're a ghost to move things. But they moved it. Excuse me, that's made me cough. Just enough that all the chips splattered on the floor. Chad was like, what? I left them too close to the edge. That was really silly. Now I'm going to have to order some more. Then Chad had got more chips. They got his ketchup. And they went, SOS. Now Chad this time saw it happen. The S drawn in ketchup. The O drawn in ketchup. And the S. And he thought, that's a bit fishy. And he asked the person next to him, he said, can you see writing in my ketchup? Have I gone mad? Don't know why he turned northern at that point. And the person next to him said, nope, there's writing in your ketchup. He's also northern at this point. I said, okay. SOS. Soz. Why is someone writing soz in my ketchup? Save our souls. It was at that precise moment he realised somebody needed his help. And that is what he likes doing more than anything in the world, is helping people. That's why, of course, he became a policeman. Wow, what was he going to do? He realised that somebody ghostly needed his help. And he thought for a minute. I know. I'll call Aleksander and Kristoffer. They'll know what to do. So he rang them on FaceTime on the iPads. It just did not connect. Cannot connect. But I know. They probably run down the batteries. I'll call Aunty Lisa. Nothing. She very rarely lets her phone run out of battery, he thought. Something terrible must have happened. I need more help. But who from? Well, he's a clever man. He realised it was a spooky situation, and he remembered Aunty Lisa and Aleksander had often talked, and Kristoffer had often talked about JB. He was like, I know, I'll look her up in the phone book. That's an old book that people used to use to find phone numbers. Then he remembered that he's in 2020 now, and he could just Google her. So he did that. He Googled her and he sent her an instant message on Facebook Messenger. And bing! Up it came on JB's phone. JB was like, oh, who's Chad? Ooh. Ah! Chad thinks there's a ghostly problem. Chad thinks there's a ghostly problem at the shrimp shack? Oh my, we must do something about that. We will be right there. Send. Chad was full of relief, as were Aunty Lisa, Kristoffer, Aleksander, and all the people from the paper plane competition that were still stuck on the Hiddenside, waiting and hoping that help was on its way. Wow, it wasn't long. JB, she's got a sixth sense for danger and disaster. And she zoomed down there in her emergency fire engine ghost hunting machine, which is the fire engine. And with obviously Parker and Jack and also El Fuego and that dog. And they all arrived very quickly. Wheel, 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 wheel. And Chad was like, oh, thank goodness you got me. Ah, yes, hi. So I've got SOS written in my ketchup. JB went, that is mighty strange. You didn't write it there, you say? Are you sure, Chad? Chad said, of course I didn't write it there. I even checked with this guy next to me, and he said, it definitely says SOS. It was not me, I promise. So, JB said, okay, looks to me like we have a spooky situation. I'm going to get me out my iPad and my phone and all that calamity. And you guys, you do the same. Parker, Jack, we got to find ourselves some ghosts. Somebody is in trouble. She started scanning the area. So did Jack and Parker. Oh my goodness gracious me. Hello, Aunty Lisa. Hello, Aleksander. Hello, Kristoffer. Oh my goodness, and so many other people. I do not know who you all are, but hi. Everyone on the Hiddenside was like, oh my God, she can see us, she can see us, she can see us. Hello, 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 hello. Get us out of here. It's scary. Wow, JB was quite shocked to see quite so many people stuck on the Hiddenside. Okay, y'all, she said. We're going to try and get you out of there as quickly as we can. But you know, it's not that simple. You need to have a vortex. Chad, have you seen any vortexes around here? Chad said, no, I have not seen any vortexes. What is a vortex? JB explained that vortex is like a portal. It's a whirly, 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 swirly thing that can transport you from the Hiddenside to the real world. He said, no, he hadn't seen anything like that lately. JB said, okay, y'all, can you tell me, how did y'all get on the Hiddenside? Aleksander explained about the paper plane competition, the very angry ghost who died in a plane crash, and Kristoffer said that then the ghost had zapped us all to the Hiddenside as a punishment, but we still had our paper planes. Okay, that is a tricky, tricky problem. We need to find ourselves a portal. I just don't know if it might work. Okay, you remember that old tree? You know the one, the super scary tree. Aunty Lisa, Aleksander and Kristoffer went, oh no, I remember the one. The really scary, haunted-looking tree, which is haunted. It's not even just pretend. We don't want to go to the tree. It's in the graveyard. It's scary. JB said, I think that's y'all's only hope. Gotta get yourselves to that tree, and then we will open up the vortex and the portal, and y'all can jump straight through, okay? But don't tell any of the ghosts. We cannot afford to have the ghosts try and jump out again like last time. Aunty said, okay, we are gonna be super stealthy, okay. Well, they were super stealthy. They crept past all the ghosts as stealthily as they possibly could. All the way to that super scary tree with a massive hole inside of it that's in the super scary graveyard. But all the ghosts, luckily, were a bit dopey because it was the daytime, so they had started to get a bit sleepy. Now, they crept and they crept and they crept and they crept all the way to the tree, and they got there. Now, shh. A strange thing happened. Yes, another strange thing happened, which was this. JB, obviously, had also gone to the tree with Jack and Parker and Aleksander and all the rest of the gang. But would you believe it? The elves were at the tree too. And Ben and Holly had decided to go for a picnic there. What? JB was quite surprised because actually, although she'd seen a lot of ghosts, she had never seen Ben and Holly before, a fairy and an elf. And she said, oh, hi, y'all. And Ben and Holly went, she's seen us. Hello, I'm Ben and I'm Holly. I'm an elf and I'm a fairy. And JB said, well, gosh, I've never seen an elf and a fairy. I do declare this is the first time. Goodness gracious me. What are y'all doing here by this here scary-looking tree? Ben and Holly explained that they'd come out for a picnic and they thought it wasn't that scary a tree because they love all trees. Well, JB said, no, my friends, this here is the most scariest tree you will ever see. In fact, it is haunted by some terrifying ghosts. It's a portal to the Hiddenside. Ben and Holly were like, ah! Ghosts! We don't like ghosts. Nope, fairies don't like ghosts. Elves don't like ghosts. We do not like ghosts. We're getting out of here. And they ran and flew as fast as they could, and all the little elf friends ran too. And that ladybird, he flew. They were out of the way. Thank goodness, because dangerous times were afoot. JB explained what they had to do. Aleksander and Kristoffer had to get the app on their pads open, and fire as quickly as they could as soon as she said. When she said, not before, not after. Very important. And on the other side, she and Jack and Parker and El Fuego would do the same. But only when she said. So, the moment of truth was arriving. She said, okay, y'all, there's no ghosts around you now, is there? Aunty Lisa looked around. I don't think we've been spotted. I think we are good to go. JB said, okay, right. On the count of 3, we're all gonna press the zappers on our phones and our iPads, okay? And hopefully that will cause the portal to open. We all gotta do it at the same time. Otherwise, we might inadvertently zap one another. And we do not want to do that We also do not want the portal not to open long enough. It could be an absolute blinking disaster. Okay? Everyone nodded. Aunty said, right, are we going on 1 or 0? JB said, we'll go on, I'll say 3, 2, 1, go. And when I say go, not right now, when I say it, then you press it, okay? Everyone's like, okay. JB said, 3, 3, 3. Bleh. She can say 3 better than Aunty Lisa. 3, 2, 1, go! Everyone pressed the buttons, the zappers on their apps, on their phones and their iPads. A huge swirling vortex opened up. Aunty said, quick, get through the vortex, to all the people who were at the paper aeroplane competition with them, because they had to get through first while they were still opening it. They all ran through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There was like 15 at least. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 or more. I don't know how many people there were. There were loads. They all leapt through. Aunty said, go, Kristoffer, go, Aleksander, go, we've got to go. Aleksander and Kristoffer said, no, Aunty Lisa, we can't leave you. We're going to have to all jump at the same time. Aunty Lisa said, okay. I'll say 3, 2, 1, go, okay, and then we'll go. Ready? They're still zapping to keep it open. Ready? Steady? 3, 2, 1. But just as she was about to say go, that horrible, terrifying ghost from before grabbed hold of her by her backpack. And she went, no, I'm stuck. It was terrifying. The vortex was still open because Kristoffer and Aleksander were pressing the buttons, and everyone on the other side was like, beep, 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 pressing the buttons on their apps. And this horrible ghost was, I'm not letting you go, Aunty Lisa. Well, as luck would have it, Kristoffer and Aleksander had both packed a pair of scissors with them on that trip, because it's a very helpful thing to have when you're making paper aeroplanes. And they both went like this. And they cut the straps of Aunty Lisa's backpack, and they all leapt through the vortex, and the ghost went and flew in the opposite direction back into the Hiddenside with Aunty Lisa's backpack. Aunty Lisa, Aleksander and Kristoffer tumbled in a big heap on the floor just as the vortex portal thingy closed. And everyone went, hooray! Woo! We're back! Everyone was super pleased to be back in the real world. And they were hugging JB and Jack and Park, and of course Chad. He couldn't open the portal because he didn't have the app, but he was there too, offering moral support and being the person who helped to save the day. They carried him around like a hero. Woo! Chad quite enjoyed that. Aunty Lisa sat down on the floor. Oh, I'm so relieved to be back in the real world, you guys. Aleksander said, yeah, me too. Kristoffer said, me too. Let's all have a snack and a drink. It was at that moment Aunty Lisa realised her snacks and her tea were in the backpack. No! She said, my tea and my snacks, they're in the Hiddenside. What are we going to do? Wow. All the commotion had just finished. And who should return but Ben and Holly? And with them, that Nanny What's-Her-Face. Nanny? I want to call her Nanny Bottom, but that's definitely not her name. Never mind, you know who I mean. She turned up and she said, Aunty Lisa, are you short of tea and snacks? I've brought my magic picnic basket. Tea and snacks for everybody. And out came tea and snacks, and so much tea and so many snacks that everybody had plenty, and they all had a lovely picnic all together. Chad and Ben and Holly. They were quite surprised to meet Chad, as was Chad surprised to meet them. And Jack and Parker and JB and El Fuego and the dog, whose name I've forgotten right now. And all the elves and the fairies and all the people from the paper aeroplane competition had a lovely afternoon of tea and snacks. And then they all flew their paper aeroplanes, not in a competition, but just for fun. And that is the end of the story. Lovely night night.